It was back in the winter of '99 that you recorded the original versions of most of the songs that would be on So Pretty, excluding this one, what became the opening track when it was released through Chairkickers in 2002.
It has a signature sort of introduction.
Absolutely.
You know, it's exhilarating, I guess. We probably didn't decide that that would be the opening track until after we actually finished recording it.
And this is the only song where the first time that it was recorded was the session for the 2002 EP.
Right, exactly. In terms of the songs on that album and the EP that preceded the album, that was a song that was written last. If you ask Kid Dakota fans what a paradigmatic song of Kid Dakota's is, I would say lots of people would respond.
Crossing Fingers.
Yeah.
There ain't no secrecy. I read all your diaries.
So how did this song come to be?
I was in a relationship with someone. It was a long-distance relationship. You know, there were indicators that something was awry or amiss. Then I went to visit this person, and that's when I read the diaries.
Yeah.
And I realized, like, oh yeah, I have been being played. It wasn't that criminal. It was more just I knew this person was interested in somebody else, which is fine.
I know he's more than a friend. Timing is being highlighted throughout the record. It's late at night. And then the second verse, it's later now. And at that moment when it's later, then different instrumentation comes in.
There's a keyboard, I think it's a Wurlitzer or maybe a Rhodes or something. We just decided, let's make this different than the first verse, and we added that keyboard part.
And it sounds pretty, and it lulls us into a full sense of security before that ceiling fan comes in.
And I follow the blades.
The paradigmatic features, to use a literary term, like onomatopoeia.
The drums accenting, sounds like the ceiling
Yeah.
fan. That happens quite often. I would say probably even more prevalent is a large dynamic spectrum. There's a lot of waltzes in Kid Dakota.
Why the waltzes?
I think there's just something about waltzes that lend itself to spaciousness.
I'm an unworthy student of philosophy.
There's more clear epistemological concerns in this one song on this EP, I think, than in the other songs.
I was actually just preparing to go to graduate school for the first time. Yeah, I was sort of knee-deep in philosophy at that moment that I wrote that.
And trying to relate it to your predicament, but finding it inapplicable.
Right,
or
exactly.
unhelpful.
Yeah. It's a very suspicious person that's writing that song or singing that song. They're suspicious for a good reason, right? I knew something was happening before I read the diaries. I didn't have proof, though. It could always be refuted.
And jealousy is what saves you. That's as unexpected as your current lyric, hope is a dangerous thing. Hope we think is good.
Right.
Jealousy we think is bad.
Right.
Jealousy saves you.
Absolutely. That's interesting because, I mean, jealousy drove me to do something that is reprehensible, right?
Reading someone's diary.
Reading someone's diary.
That's what the jealousy is.
But had I not done that, I would have been left in this state of knowing something is wrong, but not having any proof.
Another new lyric of yours on The Innovation is, it sounds like something I should believe, but I can't because I don't.
Right.
So I feel like this effort to believe something, or the effort not to believe something, is being played out. It's not just in the lyrics, but sonically too. That seems to me like quintessential Kid Dakota in some ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Different times of night in Crossing Fingers, you referred to seasons. By the time we return next week to focus on Smokestack, the summer will have passed. But yeah, we'll be back in a week to pick up where we left off with track 2.
Yeah.
There we go, so we've got one down.
Yeah, absolutely. One down.
Nice. Yeah.